for coming out to show your support for early childhood education and what a wonderful organisation it is. Look, I think it's really important that, I was just standing out the back as I came in here and talking to people, that there is some balance to the debate here, because, you know, I'm listening to what's been said today, and
Mummy, look at me!
Really important points.
Mama, look at me!
It is important that you hear both sides of the story and then come up with your own.
Mama!
Because at the end of the day, that's very much what you must do.
Mama, I want to get down!
Right now as a country is the fact that this country has come out of a recession, and we do have to keep that in mind going forward. And then the reality is that right now the country is facing one of the most difficult periods that it's been through. We're facing a $10 billion recession, a $10 billion deficit. Now, the reality is there's a lot of people out there at the moment looking to increase wages, increase opportunities for childhood education and other things. So the government's facing a tough decision. When you've got a $10 billion deficit, do we keep borrowing money to push that off to our children?
There you go, tax cuts!
I'm here to reduce those deficits, and that means you've got to make some pretty tough calls. You follow those tough calls, what you might want to do. And actually, while I accept that shooting for 100% early teacher ECE qualified is a wonderful goal, and it is an amazing goal to shoot for.
It's what we want.
It is an amazing goal. I've always said that it's been an amazing goal. But right now, we cannot afford that.
Because of the tax cuts!
You've been fed a line from everybody that there's been cuts to early childhood education. Well, there's been a $107 million increase to the budget for early childhood education despite the deficit. $107 million. There were three areas in early childhood in the budget this year which got increases to funding. Health, education, including early childhood education, and research, science and technology. So there haven't been cuts across the ECE board. What we're trying to do as a government is to increase participation. And so we've got out there to try and get another 3,500 children into early childhood education. And those 3,500 children come from lower socio-economic families, they come from Pacifica families, and they come from Maori families. So you're trying to tell me that we should be out there trying to support those families into ECE education. They are. We've got another $107 million, one of the only 3 areas in the budget this year that got an increase to the budget. And we're trying to deliver that into areas of the community that need it more than anywhere else. So anyway, that's what we're here to do. And actually I can, and doing that, it does mean that we can't deliver 100% early childhood education at the moment. We can only deliver 80%. But just compare that around the world, Australia around 45% teacher qualified, Ireland under 80%, same with England under 80%. So I think it's still a good goal here. Anyway. Provide a future for our kids, we've got to make some tough decisions. Anyway. Early childhood education has had an increase of $107 million.
Bullshit!
And also we're trying to increase the number of places by 3,500 across the country to ensure that kids in lower socio-economic families get ECE qualifications. We think they need to be having those qualifications before they go to school. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks very much.
We're now going to have Rick Barker say a few words. Christine, you've got to
stage, I'd just like to challenge him on something, because he's just stated that he thinks 100%, aiming for 100% is admirable. He might just like to explain before he goes why he then sent an email to Hayley. Why doesn't the ECE sector realise you don't actually need all teachers at an early childhood centre to be 100% qualified and adjust to it? So he's pretty slick, he can change his mind pretty quickly, but I don't think we really know what his true commitment is. If he believes that 100% is important, or whether his comments in the email to Hayley are the right ones. I leave you to make up your mind. I think we've had enough from Mr. Tremain, and we'll now have Rick Barker.
Well, I was going to sit there and say nothing, but after hearing Chris Tremain, my blood boiled. My blood boiled like your blood should boil. I know, because I've been in government, that government is about choices. Now what this government has said is it's going to put on the back burner advances and make cuts to early childhood education, but on the other hand they have put an extra $40 million into private education. That's a choice. They have spent $1.6 billion bailing out investors in South Canterbury Finance. These are people who are wealthy people from Australia who said will not only guarantee your money back, but will guarantee your super interest rate on it as well. That's what they've done. They've also had choices in the tax cuts. Stuart Nash has been banging on the parades about how the wealthy in New Zealand have got $1,000 a week extra in tax cuts. That's a choice. Now this government has made a choice. And I say to Chris Tremain, you have made the wrong choice on 4 levels. Firstly, when you are looking at early childhood education, you are helping to define the future of that child. Everybody knows that it takes... Everybody understands the African proverb, it takes a family to have a child, but a village to raise a child. And in New Zealand, the village is our community. We all put money in to help each child get a good start at school. The second thing we understand is the kids are going to not go to that other institution up the road here, which should be closed, Hawke's Bay Prison. We have to make sure they get the best start in life, and that's health and education. Closing the doors to one-year-old prison starts with opening up early childhood education centres and making sure every kid gets all the health care they need. The third point is, life is about values and prices. We've heard from Chris about the price of everything, but what we're hearing from you here today is about the value of things. Some things are beyond the value, beyond the price, and an education for our kids is beyond the price. It's a value we all feel strongly. And the last point I'd say to Chris Tremain as a politician, there are some things I learned in life, and one was, never get offside with mum. Second was, never get offside with dad. And the third thing, never come between a mother and their child. And you here today, if not offside with mum, come between mothers, the parents and the children, and Chris, you're wrong. Early childhood education is the most important part of our education. I'll give you one simple fact. Psychologists tell us we learn 50% of all we are going to learn in our lives by the time we are 3. By the time we are 3. This is the most valuable time that you can invest education into children, and early childhood education is more important, in my opinion, than a university. If you learn to get on with life, or get on with other kids at kindergarten, you'll get on with life. You can't learn that at university. Thank you very much.
Tonight, we would just like to say a few words.